It all starts far to the east, over the vast frozen expanse of Siberia, a land where winter reigns supreme for months on end, and the sun barely rises above the horizon. Here, the landscape stretches endlessly, blanketed in snow and ice, untouched and wild. In this remote wilderness, a colossal mass of frigid air gathers strength in the deep winter darkness. The cold here is not just a number on a thermometer, it's a living force, seeping into the earth, the rivers, and the very bones of the land. When the right conditions align, high pressure over Siberia, low pressure to the west, this icy air doesn't simply drift. It surges, a powerful and sudden invasion that sweeps across the continent, catching many off guard. This is what meteorologists call the beast from the east, a relentless tide of Arctic air barreling toward Europe with unstoppable force. It's not just a weather event, it's a phenomenon that can paralyze entire regions. Bone dry and brutally cold, this air mass sweeps across thousands of kilometers, crossing mountains, forests, and plains, losing none of its ferocity along the way. It's as if the cold is sharpened by the journey, growing even more intense as it travels. Temperatures plummet rapidly, sometimes by more than 10 degrees in a matter of hours. The air bites at exposed skin, numbing fingers and faces, and you feel the change deep in your bones. Even the hardiest locals know to respect this sudden chill. This is nature's warning, an unmistakable signal that the beast is coming, and it's not friendly. The sky grows heavy and gray, and the wind carries a message: prepare or be caught unawares. Unlike ocean-borne storms that bring moisture and sometimes warmth, this is a continental polar air mass, pure, landlocked cold, untempered by the sea. It's a different kind of winter, one that is dry, sharp, and unyielding. As the beast pushes west, it collides with milder, wetter air from the Atlantic, setting the stage for dramatic weather. Snowstorms, ice, and freezing rain can all result from this epic clash of air masses. The sky darkens, winds howl through city streets and rural fields alike, and all of Europe braces for impact. The anticipation is palpable. Everyone knows something big is coming. This isn't just a storm, it's a reminder of the planet's raw, untamable power. The beast from the east can bring life to a standstill, closing roads, halting trains, and forcing people indoors. We may build cities, insulate our homes, and invent new technologies to keep warm, but when the beast arrives, it humbles us all. The snow piles up against doors and windows, and the world outside becomes a frozen wilderness. It's a challenge to our survival skills, a call to be prepared, to stock up on supplies, and to look out for neighbors and loved ones. In these moments, community and resilience matter more than ever. Knowledge is your best tool when facing the fury of a Siberian winter. Weather forecasts, emergency alerts, and scientific data become lifelines, helping us anticipate and adapt to what's coming. Respect the journey of this air mass. It's what makes the beast unique. From the heart of Siberia to the cities of Europe, it's a story written in wind and snow, a reminder of how interconnected our world's weather truly is. When it arrives, it transforms the landscape overnight. Fields, forests, and cities alike are blanketed in white, and daily routines are upended. The world looks different, quieter, and more fragile. The clash of warm and cold air is where the real drama begins. Snow falls thick and fast, visibility drops, and the familiar becomes strange and new under a layer of ice and snow. When the beast is unleashed, you have to be ready for the fight. It's a test of endurance, patience, and preparation, one that demands respect for nature's might. This is winter at its wildest, a force that shapes lives, landscapes, and legends, reminding us that, in the end, nature always has the final word. Now, picture that freezing air slamming into the Alps, a wall of rock and ice. The mountains force the cold air upward, cooling it further and triggering epic snowfalls. This is orographic lift. The Alps become a snowmaking machine. Meters of snow can fall in hours, cutting off valleys and burying villages. For skiers, it's paradise. For locals, it's survival mode. The wind funnels through valleys, whipping up blinding whiteouts and plunging wind chills. Navigating the Alps in these conditions is a true test. Shelter and warmth are critical. Once the air mass crosses the Alps, it's changed. Still cold, but now loaded with moisture. As it heads for the UK, it picks up even more moisture over the North Sea, priming Britain for chaos. The stage is set for the next act of the beast's journey. What makes a blizzard? It's more than just heavy snow. You need three things: falling or blowing snow, sustained winds over 35 mm/s, and visibility under a quarter mile for at least 3 hours. The result? A swirling, blinding vortex where landmarks vanish and direction is lost. It's a sensory overload, nature's way of overwhelming you. Each snowflake starts as a tiny ice crystal, shaped by its journey through the clouds. Billions of unique flakes, hurled by wind, pile up in massive drifts, sculpting the landscape. Blizzards bury cars, block doorways, and bring cities to a standstill. The power of a blizzard lies in accumulation. Small flakes, unstoppable together. Understanding these ingredients is the first step to respecting the storm. In a blizzard, even familiar places become treacherous. It's not just weather, it's a force of nature. Preparation and respect are your best defenses. When the blizzard hits, you'll know it. When frigid Siberian air, now saturated with moisture from the North Sea, barrels into the UK, the transformation is nothing short of dramatic. This collision of cold and wet creates the perfect recipe for intense winter weather, and it can happen with astonishing speed. The east coasts of Scotland and England are often the first to feel the brunt, hammered by narrow, intense snow bands. These bands can be so localized that one town finds itself buried under a thick white blanket, while a neighboring village just a few miles away sees barely a dusting. The unpredictability keeps everyone guessing. In the UK, even a few inches of snow is enough to cause a stir. Major events can bring a foot or more, especially on higher ground and exposed hills. For communities unaccustomed to such extremes, the impact is immediate and widespread. Roads close, trains grind to a halt, airports shut down. Britain simply isn't built for this kind of weather. Everyday life is thrown into chaos as infrastructure struggles to cope. But it's not just the snow. The wind is the real danger, driving wind chills far below freezing and making it feel even colder than the thermometer suggests. Frostbite becomes a real risk in these conditions, especially for anyone caught unprepared. It's crucial to cover every bit of exposed skin. The cold will exploit any weakness, finding its way through the smallest gaps. Proper clothing can mean the difference between safety and danger. In a true blizzard, the wind is often the deadliest threat. It reduces visibility to near zero, disorients even the most experienced travelers, and can turn a simple walk into a perilous journey. Expect widespread disruption, especially along the exposed East Coast and on high ground where snow accumulates fastest. Travel becomes treacherous, and emergency services are stretched thin. Inland, 4 to 6 inches of snow is likely, but wind-driven drifts can pile snow several feet deep in sheltered spots, trapping vehicles and blocking roads for days. The real story is the wind and the chaos it brings, turning familiar streets into a maze of swirling snow and biting cold, and making even short journeys a challenge. Stay informed, have a plan, and be ready for the unexpected. Stock up on essentials, check weather alerts, and make sure you know what to do if the storm intensifies. The beast from the east doesn't play by the rules. It arrives suddenly, tests everyone's resilience, and leaves a lasting mark on the landscape and on those who experience it. When a blizzard hits, shelter is your top priority. The world outside transforms into a swirling wall of white, and visibility can drop to almost nothing in minutes. The cold is relentless, and the wind can make even a short walk dangerous. In these moments, your first instinct should always be to find a safe place to wait out the storm. Stay home if you can. Your house is your fortress. The walls protect you from the biting wind and freezing temperatures. Gather your loved ones and create a warm, safe space where everyone can ride out the worst of the weather together. Stock up on essentials, food that doesn't require cooking, snacks, and enough bottled water to last several days. Don't forget about pets. Make sure they have enough supplies too. Water, torches, flashlights, extra batteries, and plenty of warm blankets are must-haves. A well-prepared survival kit can make all the difference if the power goes out. And a backup heat source is crucial. Portable heaters, extra firewood, or a generator can keep you warm if the central heating fails. Always use these safely and follow instructions to avoid accidents. If caught outside or in your car, stay put. Your vehicle is vital shelter. Leaving your car in a blizzard can be deadly, as it's easy to get lost or disoriented in the whiteout. Run the engine occasionally for heat, but keep the exhaust clear of snow to prevent carbon monoxide buildup, and crack a window for ventilation. This simple step can save your life. Dress in layers, a moisture-wicking base to keep sweat away, an insulating mid-layer for warmth, and a waterproof shell to block wind and snow. Layering traps heat and keeps you dry. Protect your head and hands with a wool hat and insulated gloves or mittens. These areas lose heat quickly, so covering them is essential. And don't forget your feet. Wear thick socks and waterproof boots. Cover your face with a scarf to shield your lungs from the icy air and prevent frostbite. Always let someone know your plans and route before you travel, even if it's just a short trip. If you get stranded, rescuers will know where to look. Communication saves lives. Don't skip this step. Keep a charged phone, a battery-powered radio, or a walkie-talkie handy to receive emergency updates and call for help if needed. A blizzard demands respect, but with preparation, you can outlast it. Check your supplies regularly and make sure everyone knows what to do in an emergency. Don't underestimate the storm. Patience and a level head are your best tools. Sometimes, waiting it out is the safest choice. Survival is about staying one step ahead. Monitor weather updates, plan your actions, and be ready to adapt as conditions change. The right knowledge turns a blizzard from a threat into a challenge you can meet. Learn about winter safety before the storm hits. Be ready and you'll weather the storm. Preparation, awareness, and calm will see you through even the harshest blizzard. Sledding is pure winter joy, but safety comes first. Choose a snowy, obstacle-free hill with a long, flat runout, far from roads and hazards. Walk the hill first to check for hidden dangers. Use a steerable sled, not makeshift gear, and always wear a helmet. Go feet first, sitting up. You'll see where you're going and can brake with your feet. Head-first sledding is risky. Only attempt it if you know the hill perfectly. Avoid crowded slopes to prevent collisions. Sledding is tiring. Most accidents happen when you're fatigued. Set a time limit and quit before you're exhausted or visibility fades. The goal: great memories, not injuries. The hill will be there tomorrow. Play smart, and winter fun stays fun. After the cold, nothing beats real hot cocoa. Skip the packets. Use whole milk, unsweetened cocoa powder, sugar, a pinch of salt, and vanilla. Mix cocoa, sugar, and salt, then blend with a splash of milk to make a smooth paste. Warm the rest of the milk gently, then whisk in the paste until rich and smooth. Heat until steaming, not boiling. Off the heat, stir in vanilla for warmth and aroma. Pour into a sturdy mug, top with whipped cream or marshmallows if you like. Take a sip and feel the warmth spread through you. This is victory over the cold, in a cup. Simple ingredients, perfect comfort. The best way to end a winter's day. Want to level up your cocoa? Try the Aztec Warrior version. Use milk, unsweetened cocoa, and sweeten with maple syrup or honey. Add ground cinnamon and a pinch of cayenne for a spicy kick. Mix cocoa, cinnamon, cayenne, and syrup into a paste. Warm milk gently, whisk in the paste, and let the aroma fill the kitchen. Pour into a mug, no toppings needed. The flavor is deep, complex, and warming, with a gentle heat that lingers. This is a drink for those who've battled the elements and won. Not just a treat, a reward. The ultimate winter warrior's brew. After a day in the snow, my thaw-out ritual begins. First, shed wet clothes for warm, dry layers, fleece and wool socks. Make a hot chocolate and savor it by a window, watching the snow fall. Next, a hot bath or shower melts away the chill and tension. The heat revives your body and spirit. Finally, a hearty meal by the fire. Simple, filling, and deeply satisfying. In these quiet moments, you appreciate the adventure and the comfort of home. That's the perfect end to a wild winter day.